Alright guys, I can't believe I'm actually posting this. It has been just over 3 years since this recording, and I never really thought I would post it, but here it is. So I'll give a little bit of context, just to kind of, nobody really knows very few people know the full context of this video or this recording. So it's a 40-minute audio message, so it's a lot. There's text on screen if you want to read it as well, but it's mainly just meant to be listened to. And this was recorded about an hour or so after I had drunk milk for the first time, or really any animal product for the first time, in almost 5.5 years. Yeah. And I say a lot of things in the video, quite a few things that I no longer believe or I no longer stand with. Talking about plant defense chemicals. I think I talked some things about sugar that I no longer believe. I didn't talk about raw food at all and the role that plays. And I dropped a lot of F-bombs, which I'm not very proud of, but it's what it is. Like way too many, probably 30 plus. And you can hear in my voice that I was very, very emotional and maybe confused and indecisive, all sorts of things. And so there's 3 parts to the audio message. There's the main one that is most of it. It's like 30 minutes plus. That's all recorded right after the first thing that I drank, the first thing that I ate. Then the second one, which is only like 5 minutes, I believe is right after dinner or later in the day. I think it was after lunch, actually. And then the third bit, which is very, very short, it's like 2 minutes, is the next day. And the next day I was eating, I think I had 2 eggs. Yep, I had 2 eggs and I had a latte with coffee. I remember exactly everything that I had. So yeah, it's I would say it's insightful. I hope that this hits somebody who might be struggling with the vegan diet or the vegan lifestyle and provide some insight or context. I think the main takeaway, I'll explain it further, of course, in the audio message, but I just kind of want to preface it here. The main takeaway was really kind of weighing my options in a very practical manner. And that was the fact that I had lived my life for 18 years not as a vegan. And at that point, I had lived my life 5 years on top of that as a vegan. And having the foundational understanding that like veganism is, as I thought at the time, the most ethical stance one can take when it comes to diet, my practical thought was, okay, I lived 18 years very unethically. Again, this is the vegan logic. 18 years very unethically. And now I have lived 5 years very ethically. Giving myself permission to explore the possibility that I could have been wrong about my health in the past, whether that be for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Just giving myself the permission to possibly have been wrong. And if I ended up being wrong, as in like the animal products are not going to fix my health problems, then I can always go back to the vegan diet. And I'll continue to live my life knowing that I lived 19 years as an unethical consumer instead of 18. And to me, the risk was increasing my unethical living years from 18 to 19, and the reward was much more health and vitality that I did not have at the time. Mentally, physically, all sorts of things. So that was my logic with this. It's very long. It's a lot of details, a lot of emotions, a lot of everything all over the place. But hope you enjoy. Again, it's 3 parts. They're all just run together, and I've got text on screen and some pictures as well, just to give you some context around the food. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so I'm currently driving from Phoenix to Texas for the ATG Texas event. That's just kind of my current circumstance, but I'm gonna preface this with saying this might be probably is going to be the most, how do I never thought I'd be talking about the things I'm about to talk about. And what it is surrounding veganism and whether or not I will continue to be vegan. And my actions that I took 5 minutes ago might say not. Still can't believe I'm making this. I'm also writing a lot of my thoughts out in my notes app. I don't know if I'll ever publish this. Maybe. We'll see how things play out. But I'll just kind of say what just now happened. I've been on an exponential upride of potentially switching back to eating animals over the past, I'd say maybe 6, 7, maybe more like 8 to 10 months, maybe even longer, honestly, year plus. But like I said, exponential as in first it was denial, then it was looking into it, then it was thinking, oh, I can make still vegan work, like omnivore might actually be healthy, but I can make vegan work. And then it's just further and further and further and further diving in and learning and listening to others and opening my mind and seeing a lot of lies that have been fed to me that I've believed for so long, that I've enforced on myself and to a degree enforced on others for so long. And God, it makes me feel bad, but look, I gotta learn, I gotta face the consequences, I've got to accept that I was wrong. And right now, as I'm driving, I had to stop to take a piss. And just last night I was literally looking, how much does steak cost? Because I don't know these things. How much does, what kind of nutritional value do these things provide? By the way, they provide a shit ton. And then the question of ethics is coming in, and I don't have my head wrapped around that yet. And God, there's just so much. I'm in disbelief. Never thought I'd be making any sort of audio recording like this. And so I'm at the gas station. And again, like last night, I'm looking at all these things. Like, I'm remembering how to cook meat. I'm remembering about my sous vide machine. I'm remembering about, the amazing non-vegan foods I would make. And that's kind of besides the point from the nutrition aspect. But I was like, God, is this going to come back? It's just so much hitting me so fast. And as I'm at the gas station, and I shit you not, I'm looking at the jerkies and all that stuff. By the way, that shit's expensive, so I'm a pass. But I was looking at it, and I'm just like, do I buy this? Is this what I want? Is this what I need? Is this what I should do? Is all these questions firing through my head. And I walked away for a bit, because it was $18 for a bag of jerky, and I was like, God damn, that's a lot. And it's full of a bunch of preservatives. Not exactly the most single ingredient item. And then I look at the refrigerated section, and I'm just looking, and I'm like, I see the Fairlife protein shake, and it's got 42 grams of protein, which is pretty absurd. I'm looking at the ingredients, and it's just filtered milk. This one's chocolates, like cocoa powder. I don't know if it has sugar. It might just be the natural concentrated sugars of the milk. Fuck, dude. I pull it out of the fridge. I look at it, and I'm like, nah. Then I put it back in. Then I look at the lower protein one. It's a little bit cheaper. It's 26 grams. Then I'm like, no. And I walk around, and I'm just like, okay, shit food here, shit food there. I go back to the fridge. I grab the 42 gram bottle, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, look, this is the logic I came to that I'll probably write extensively about in my notes. The logic I came to, the conclusion I came to was this. I wasn't vegan for 18 years of my life. Then I was vegan now for 5 years of my life. For 18 years, I committed this harm that I believed was so bad, and I stopped doing it for 5 years. Give myself permission to explore, eat how everything I'm reading, everything I'm listening to, everything I'm watching, eat how I should be eating. See how the results play out. I don't know how long that takes. A month, 2 months, 3 months, a year. I don't know. It's a blip in time compared to my lifetime. And if it goes to shit, if I start eating more animal-based with a high emphasis on fruit for carbs, and it ruins my health, so be it. I'll go back to vegan. I'll learn from the mistake that I thought was a mistake. But if I do it, and this is true, and this does make me feel better than I've ever felt before, and I confirm that everything I've been told by Michael Greger, by Joel Furman, by McDougall, by all these doctors, the game changers, if I confirm that all of that is wrong, to a degree, it's on a spectrum, then I will know the truth. Something I've learned heavily from Ben Patrick is there's a couple like things he says all the time. One of them is the closer you get to the truth, the simpler the subject gets. Another one is success leaves clues. And I think both of those are playing a role in kind of my decisions and thoughts at the moment, which are seemingly very radical to me from my perspective and probably from my peers' perspective. Success leaves clues. The more and more I look, you got people like, what's his face? Damn it, Carnivore MD. Whatever, I don't know. That guy. I think he's in his late 40s or something. Early 40s. He looks fantastic. Paul Saladino, that's it. He looks fantastic. He is full of energy. He is fit. He is honest. He's clear with his communication. And you got Greger. Man is 49 years old. I didn't know he was 49 years old till like 3 days ago when I looked it up. Because someone left a comment on a YouTube video about his age and how bad he looks. He's 49. He looks 60 minimum. He looks like absolute dog shit. He is not healthy. And like, I recognize anecdotal evidence, anecdotal stories. That's what an anecdote is. Can only, tell you so much. You can't be like, oh, Usain Bolt ate chicken nuggets yesterday. Well, if I eat chicken nuggets, I'm going to run a sub 10 100-meter dash. No. But you can't, another thing. I mean, I'm just going to maybe I'll post this as a podcast one day. Or like something on my YouTube and like react to it. I don't fucking know. But all I know is there's been so much just lies. Blatant lies. How would it be possible that animal products, talking like steak, mainly let's just stick with steak, if it's so bad, if it's so cancerous, why is it that people that eat a shit ton of it don't get cancer? If you look at their whole diet, obviously they could be eating a lot of other shit. That's one. Two, how was I brainwashed to believe it could be so bad when we've been eating it for so long? Like, we've been eating red meat for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I'm not saying that red meat, maybe I am saying that. Red meat is the reason why our brain got X big, or our body got this much better, or whatever. But what I am saying is, like, it seems very, very, very unlikely that something we hunted and chose to eat and seeked and worked our asses off from an evolutionary perspective to gain every single time we ate would be so bad for us. I'm driving right now, so I'm trying to make a pass on this RV. But I mean, there's that. There's like, man, there's so many different avenues I can go into, and maybe I will, maybe I should, and I can edit this in the future. But like, I saw like Carnivore MD was saying like the blues, like he does this series on things that are bullshit. Kale is bullshit. Tomatoes are bullshit. Chia seeds are bullshit. I don't know, all these other ones. And he was saying the blue zones are bullshit. And then I was like, whoa, like how? What do you mean? How does that work? And then he goes into saying, like, these are very arbitrary. Not only are they arbitrary, like, there are other places where the age, expected life expectancy is much higher than the blue zones, but why are they not talked about? And then also the fact that the majority of the blue zones do include meat. Like, not maybe massive amounts, not like 2 pounds of ground beef for a snack, but like, things of that nature where, can I pass? Things of that nature where, God, I lost my train of thought, my bad. Or I guess the example I'm thinking of is like, he says blue zones are bullshit, and then he said Hong Kong has the higher life expectancy than all the blue zones, and they eat, I think I looked it up, something like on average 400 and something grams, so just under a pound of meat a day. And you look at like what Gregor would recommend, and you ask him, hey, what would happen if someone ate a pound of red meat a day? He'd be like, oh, they had cancer within 2 years, and then eat broccoli sprouts. It's like, okay, another avenue. It's like, if I'm being honest, 100% honest, I have not felt like optimally healthy in quite some time. I was for a while being vegan. But I'd say past year to year and a half, I've just kind of been like, meh. Like, I don't feel horrible, but I sure as hell am not in optimal state of health. You know, I'm lifting well, I guess. I'm getting stronger, but like, you know, sometimes something cramps up, like frequently. Sometimes things take longer to heal. Sometimes things don't heal at all. I mean, there's that. Like, I'm trying to think what other shit's going on in my head right now. I mean, the whole conspiracy theory side. Like, yeah, okay, go ahead. Shoot me for saying something like this. But Bill Gates, one of the richest people in the world, a lot of controversy around him. I don't know all the details, but there's like the Epstein thing that he has like links to that. And the whole, like, child sex island, whatever that place is called. And he's pushing no meat. And the things he's pushing are very, very, very obviously not good for you. It's like pea protein or soy protein mixed with canola oil, coconut oil, and a bunch of synthetic vitamins. It's like, bruh, like, you gotta be real brain. Like, I'll at least admit I never believed that shit was healthy or like any sort of replacement for whole foods. But I was just like, bruh, that's ridiculous. Like, there's whole conspiracy theory, like population control and the vaccines and all that shit. And God, I probably sound ridiculously crazy, but it's like, why is he pushing these sort of foods? Why is he pushing for a reduction in meat? It's like, well, meat's expensive. You're not going to be able to feed. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an agricultural guy, but I don't think you can feed the entire world at its current population on an animal-based diet, not carnivore, but animal-based, you know, with fruit and whatnot added on top. So, oh God, I need to get a sip. But yeah, so I'm drinking this fucking Fairlife 42 gram protein thing. I mean, honestly, I was a little scared that I might like instantly vomit it because I haven't had dairy in 5 years, but we'll see if I get diarrhea in like a couple hours. But like, I don't know, man. Or like the whole fat thing. Like, the more I thought about it, it's like, hold up. Why? Like, Gregor doesn't recommend any sort of concentrated fat. Like, probably the highest fat content thing he recommends would be nuts and avocados. Anything more refined than that, like oils and butters and vegan butters, non-vegan butters, lard, does not recommend it at all, flat out. Eliminate it from your diet. And that's, from just a pure whole foods perspective, I can get behind that. Like, why eat a refined fat when you can get it from a whole food, whether it is an animal food or a plant food, like an avocado or a nut or a seed? I can get behind that, right? But how does it logically make sense that all these animal fats, saturated fats, butter, or even like coconut oil, it's not an animal fat, tallow, lard, suet, I don't really know what all those are, but how can they be so bad for you if, like, our bodies are, well, okay, could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't say that because I don't know exactly, but, like, I mean, our body fat is much more similar to butter and tallow and lard than it is to canola oil, for damn sure. Oh, that's what I was going to say. It's like all these, like, vegan people, they'll promote, or not promote, but they'll be like, oh, just use some canola oil or some vegetable oil, which we all know what vegetable oil is. It's soybean oil or corn oil, maybe peanut oil, I don't know. It's like, this shit isn't good for you, man. There's no nutritional value in this. It's dog shit. And like what? This goes back to the whole evolutionary thing. So it's like, okay, what from a purely natural perspective, not to say what is in nature is right 100% of the time, not to say that. However, for the however many thousands of years humans have been on this planet, we've never ingested anything remotely close to canola fat or peanut fat or sunflower oil fat, grapeseed oil fat, all these weird, like there's no evidence and no logic behind us ever consuming anything like that. But there is, for thousands of years, of us consuming fats from animal sources and things like avocados and maybe more recently nuts and seeds. But first of all, that's in their whole food form. But there sure as hell is evidence that fats from the animal kingdom were consumed. And avocados, I feel like Carnivore MD would agree with that, because avocados are like that thing the plant wants you to eat. It's like, please eat me and shit my seed out so I can grow more. And then there's there's logic behind this where, like, I hate to be that guy that's like, you can't always just like look at the science, because then you get ridiculed by the woke crowd that's like, science is truth, period. If you disagree with science, you're a bigot, you're a racist, go to hell. Like, logically speaking, what he says makes a lot of sense, and it sounds like he's done a lot of research to back up the logic, or to reassure the logic is correct. For example, things like him saying vegetables have defense mechanisms. So, for example, think of everything. Okay, so an animal's evolutionary purpose is to survive long enough to reproduce. If they do that, they've accomplished their goal, right? So their defense mechanism to survive as long as possible is to be able to run or swim or fly or jump or fight back, Or like if you're a predator, your defense mechanism is that as well, but you can also, attack and kill, and that's how you get your food and hunt your prey. Now, a fruit or a fruit tree, a fruit's, let's say a apple, its goal is to continue, living, to reproduce, if that's what you want to call it, to pass on its genes for longer periods of time, right? So how does it do that? Well, I mean, sure, apples can fall to the ground, but they might rot before the plant even grows. So what it needs to get its seeds that are high up in the tree, or whatever the plant is, if it's an apple, they're high up in the tree, it needs to get that deep into the ground with the nutrients it needs to grow and blossom in the environment. So how does it do that? It makes itself pretty and attractive and tasty, and calls out for animals that eat, herbivores that eat these things, or omnivores, to eat them and shit out the seeds, which is great fertilizer, and to grow. That is its goal, and that is how it accomplishes its goal. Now, What about vegetables? Now, I have a very basic understanding of botany, but plants or fruits have seeds. Vegetables do not have seeds. Of course, vegetables have seeds in order to start them, but they do not produce, like, there's no broccoli seeds like dangling off of broccoli stalk. There's no kale seeds like embedded in the leaves of kale. So what does it, if it wants to continue to survive, let's say it's a perennial, the plant never dies, it's just kind of, maybe it shrivels away and then it regrows, it shrivels away and then it regrows. So its goal is just to survive. Like, it doesn't need to be retransplanted to pass its genes on further. The plant can continue to grow. So what is it? There's no seeds for an herbivore or an omnivore to eat and shit out and grow. That doesn't exist. So what can it do to extend its lifetime? The only thing, it can't run away, it can't fly, it can't fight back, it can't run, it can't swim, it can't have seeds to shit out. So what does it do? It creates defense mechanisms in the forms of chemicals that are poisonous to things that would eat it. Maybe like garlic. Like, you don't want to munch on raw garlic. It's very potent. Or like kale. It kind of tastes bad raw. And the taste thing, that's kind of like a potentially personal preference idea. But I mean, that's that avenue. I'm trying to think of what other kind of thoughts I've been having lately. I mean, ethics is still something I'm battling with, because it's like, it's hard to look at any sort of animal agriculture operation and be like, hey, that's fine, that's humane. It's like, no, 99.9% of them are most definitely not humane. That's a whole other issue. I'd be very curious to talk with the people here in Texas about what their thoughts are on the future food system. What does it look like? How does it operate? What does it produce? Things like that. So ethics is not really something I can touch on yet, because I don't know. But I do know is that we should not be fighting evolution. If this is the way we were supposed to eat, I don't think the answer is plants we're not supposed to eat with additional supplementation. Oh, okay. And then I'm rambling all over the place at this point, but like kind of the whole health thing. Like, how was I feeling, when I was feeling kind of shit? The problem is this. Like, hold up, I gotta check if I'm still on the right. All right, I'm fine. I was just checking if still on the right path. I got 10 miles till I turn. So the problem is I'm learning all these things. I see what Ben Patrick eats. I see the results he gets. I see what his peers and Keegan Smith are getting. And I see all these things. I'm like, well, fuck, what do I do? Like, I'm vegan. I know I need to eat higher protein. Like, when I eat higher protein and I absorb it well, I definitely get leaner. I feel stronger. I feel lighter. I feel kind of more alive. I'm eating a lot of fruits. Like, that feels great. But then I start thinking, like, well, fuck, like, tempeh, it definitely has some nutrients. I believe it's like high in calcium, decent in iron. But there's all these other things that, like, tempeh does not have. Same with tofu, essentially the same thing. Protein powder is essentially protein with very little micronutritional value. So I'm like, okay, what do I eat? Like, okay, fruit definitely has a lot of powerful things, but I could do vegetables. Like, broccoli has certain things that neither tempeh nor tofu, no protein powder is going to have. Same with fruits, it won't have it. Like, hey, great, I'll do broccoli. And then I do like a half pound of broccoli, and then my stomach is just like, fuck, dude. And it kind of tastes like shit. It's like the tempeh doesn't really have much flavor. The broccoli is like okay in flavor. It's not horrible, but it's not great. So I like throw some ketchup and sriracha on there. I'm like, okay, this is a little bit better. And then I've got like gout, which is the term I use for when you're just bloated and like you can't even put another French fry down. And it's like, oh my God, like I was going to work out later, but I just feel like shit. Like I'm going to lay down and just scroll on my phone. And then I feel like shit. And then I go to sleep and it's just like 3 massive shits before I got to go work out. On top of gas, and the gas is pretty potent these days. And it's like I work out and it feels great. And then it's like, okay, well, I just smashed the weights. Okay, what do I got to eat? And it's like protein powder. It's like, okay, well, that's got my protein. And it's like, okay, I'll throw some oranges in the smoothie and some bananas and some berries. And like, that's all great. And some soy milk for some creaminess and extra protein. Some peanut butter for some fat and extra protein. But it's like, I know there's still certain micronutrients missing, right? Like I could throw some spinach in there and it'll compensate a little bit, but it doesn't make me feel good. Like and like I hate to say this, but like one of my best friends, Eric, the vegan one that lives in Tennessee now, like he eats a lot of fruits and vegetables. Like fruits and vegetables are like easily 70 to 80% of his diet. A little bit of rice, a little bit of oats, a little bit of nuts and seeds, occasionally maybe some kind of mock meat or tempeh or tofu. But he's not very strong in my eyes. Like he lifts weights, he's very active, but he doesn't look great. He doesn't look horrible. He's definitely better than the average American. But for the amount of work he's putting in, he doesn't look great. And in my eyes as well, I don't look that great. Like I've been smashing weights now for like 3 years, ATG style for a year and a half. I'm sure as hell getting stronger, but I don't look like $1,000,000. Like my skin is all right, Well, my back skin's not really good. I've had acne there for years and years and years, and it's never gone away no matter how clean or not clean I'm eating. And where am I going with this? I'm not saying I think I should look like Ben Patrick level shredded by now. He's got a lot more intelligent, it's like quality and quantity of work and consistency of work over years than I do. I'm not saying I should be at that level yet, but I sure as hell should be approaching it, and I don't know if that's the case. And that reminds me of another thing, is I've had some pretty freaking bad brain fog. Like, literally complete space out once every, I'd say once a week, once to twice a week. A complete space out. And it's not the end of the world. It's not like I spaced out while driving. I mean, if I did space out while driving, I'd still be driving and I'd be fine. Like, I'm not going to get in a car accident, but it's definitely a space out level where it's like I was doing something, I was talking about something, I had plans to do something, space out, everything's thrown out the window. It's just like, what the fuck am I doing in the living room? Why am I wearing shoes? What was I about to go do? Just complete blank. And like, that's not good, and I'm tired all the time, even though I genuinely have cut back on caffeine. Today I had a cup of coffee and a Red Bull. I'm not saying today was a great day, but for days and days and days on end, I have 1 to 1.5 cups of coffee all day. That's not a lot at all. God, I could just keep going, but I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I'm scared. I want to find the truth. I want to surround myself with other people that are seeking the truth and finding the truth, and sharing the truth with others, and help people. I'm scared for what I'm going to think of myself. I'm scared for the hypocrisy I'm going to put on myself. I'm genuinely scared of what my peers will think. Mainly, you got Eric that lives in Tennessee, Hunter that I'm a roommate with. The other roommates, they'll probably be like, damn, never would have thought, but they're not vegan, so they're not going to probably care as much. Hunter's going to be pretty surprised. I know my family's going to be shocked. My mom, my dad, my brother, they have all been vegan for years now. I mean, that's probably where I'm scared the most, because I went vegan first, and I kind of pushed them to do it. I was like, look, this is horrible, what's happening to the animals, XYZ, and it is. And then they did it, and now they're all fully supportive. They're fully, on my side, quote unquote, of understanding. And I don't know. I'm scared. But what I was writing in my notes app was kind of a hypothetical question to open up the conversation, or the writing, was, would I rather know that I'm wrong but stick it through even if it hurts me and hurts others, or admit that I was wrong? Let me rephrase that, sorry. Would I rather know that I'm wrong, hide it as to not admit that I was wrong, in the process of hurting myself and hurting others, potentially, or admit that I was wrong, face the consequences, face the fear, and find the truth. I'm only 23 years old. Maybe if I was a 85-year-old vegan, it's been vegan for 5 years, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? Maybe I wouldn't actually do this, but hey, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna die vegan. I'm already old. I can't recover my health. At least I did something good for the horrible factory farm industry, or that I did something good for the animals that are in the horrible industry for some period of time. My timeline has come to an end. Bing bong. Like, rest in peace. I'm only 23. I want to know the truth. And I feel like I'm on the path of finding it. I don't know all the answers. But I sure as hell don't want to keep on living knowing that I'm doing something other than the truth or the right thing. So, there was a lot of rambling. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more to come. And I'm sure it's going to be a struggle, but I want to find the truth. I'm excited for these next few days in Texas. But yeah, for anyone listening, thank you for listening. Hopefully it didn't sound too crazy. Maybe you have similar experiences. Maybe you disagree with everything I said. But bottom line is, this is my truth. This is what I'm learning. And from everything I'm seeing, it's hard to argue with it. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. Okay, so I am back. It's been a couple hours since the first recording, and more shit's gone down. Oh my god. Just lost for words. Not because I'm, like, amazed by anything that's happening, but more just like, what the fuck? Like, this has been my identity for almost 5.5 years. I mean, well over 5 years now. Oh my god. It's just like, wow. But, I mean, long story short, I'm not saying I'm doing this perfectly, and we'll see how this goes, but I went to McDonald's, right? For the past 5 years, the only thing I've ever bought at McDonald's has either been a drink or apple pies. And it's just like, looking back at it, it's like, not every food choice I make is for health, but it's like, the drink, horrible. I mean, it's carbonated water, that's probably fine. High fructose corn syrup, shit ton of chemicals and colors and dyes and whatever. That's horrible for you. Like, instantly gets into your bloodstream. High fructose corn syrup is not, like, known to your body. Just horrible, right? And then move on to the apple pies. Like, I don't know the ingredients list, but you got apples. That's fine. That's the only thing that's fine. Or maybe cinnamon. If you got cinnamon, you got sugar, you got cornstarch, both bad. You got, probably the most bleached, refined flour on the face of the earth. And then it's probably layered in with some kind of hydrogenated oil, like a Crisco or something. So, like, that was all dumb, all those years I did that. And I walked into McDonald's, and what did I buy? I bought two just cheeseburgers, like single patty ones. They tasted good, nothing insane. But I'm just, like, dumbfounded right now for words. Like, I don't know what the hell is going to happen over the next few days, weeks, and even months. Like, this has been my identity for so long. I've brought other people in on it. Hunter and my family. I've made many relationships around this as, like, the root of the relationship, veganism, with Professor Jay Sutliff and Eric Servinskis, both great friends. I just don't think the veganism is it. I don't believe it anymore, and maybe I'll talk to Eric at some point. Maybe he got a sense the last time I saw him that I was a little bit less enthusiastic about it, even though I was vegan. I was less enthusiastic. Maybe he got a sense, maybe not. Maybe I'm just thinking that. But it's just not the answer. Like, there's so much I'm realizing that I was just brainwashed by in the past. Like, oh, it requires more land to produce animal products than land products or plant products. It's like, okay, first of all, that kind of depends on a lot of other factors. Like, what plants are you growing? For both, like, what plants are you growing? What are the cows eating? Where is this food coming from? Is it just naturally there, or is it grown? Is it in an area with a drought? Is it in a wet area? You know, again, what food is grown? Is it being monocropped? Is it organic? Is it not organic? There's so many other factors. But even if, across the board, black and white, animal products do take more land, more resources to make, why is that the driving factor of whether a food should be produced or consumed or not? It's like, I'm no expert, but my best guess is that the most like calorie yield per resources, whether the resource is land, water, fertilizer, pesticides, whatever, my best guess is it's not, no, not even guess, I could almost guarantee it. It's not going to be fruits, healthy for you. It's not going to be vegetables, healthy-ish, up for debate from everything I've seen. It's not going to be animals because they require a lot of resources. I'll tell you what it's going to be. It's probably going to be grains, maybe legumes, but probably some kind of grain, like wheat or barley or corn. Can we survive and thrive off of these alone? No. So given that, why the hell are we basing our ideas of what foods should be grown or not, or eaten or not, based on the efficiency of the growth? It's like we could literally just crank out corn worldwide, pretty much interstellar times, crank out corn, grind it up into every which way type of product, tortillas, corn flour, cornbread, just corn on the cob, and we're not going to thrive on that, period. So it's just dumb to even think that that was a basis that I went off of for that. What else? Like, God damn it. I'm just like full of rage, but excitement right now. It's weird. But yeah, like meat. It just makes so much sense. Seriously. Like, it's so interesting to me how much evolution or historic times, prehistoric times, whatever, how much is like pushed off to the side. Like when someone says like, yeah, I want to live a little bit more of like a primitive lifestyle. And then someone's like, but that's a phone in your hand. That's not primitive. It's like, look, I said more, first of all, like more of a primitive lifestyle. It's like, take what was good about the primitive lifestyle, apply it to modern life, take what is good about modern life, apply it to your life, and that's going to likely be ideal. It's like, there's plenty of amazing things about modern life. It's like, yes, you can sanitize things. You can, plumbing. You're not like living in your own shit. Phone, like internet connection, right? To communicate with the world, to share ideas, to connect with people. But then there's all the shit around it, the all the just crap material on the internet that's like mind-numbing. Sitting, it's not exactly natural. The most cushiest of beds, that's not what you want for your back. And then primitive lifestyle, it's like, yeah, sure, like maybe rape was really common 10,000 years ago. Leave that 10,000 years ago. Not saying bring that into today. Maybe, murder was more common then. I don't know. Maybe famine was more common then. All these things. But did they have cancer? No. Did they have, diabetes? No. Did they consume Pop-Tarts for dessert and like feel like shit all the time? No. Did they have screen addictions? No. Did they have trouble falling asleep? Probably not. There's plenty of things from the past that we can apply to the future. We don't have to we're modern humans now. Let's completely reinvent our evolution. It's just stupid. So, yeah. It's just, and something I'm realizing more now is like, so many of these like different ideologies are lumped in together with other ones. It's like if someone says, oh yeah, I'm an animal-based, I eat animal-based, like, oh, you're probably racist too, right? It's like, what? Like, and you're probably like hardcore Trump supporter, Republican, conservative, anti-gay, straight's the only way sort of guy. It's like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Or on the opposite end, it's like, oh, you're vegan. It's like, oh, you probably like are a Bernie Sanders fan, right? You probably like fly the LGBTQ plus flag. Like, dude, what does that have anything to do with anything? It just lumped in. I mean, it's the same thing with vaccines. It's like all most people want is to not have a vaccine mandate. Just want freedom of choice for your medical procedures. That's it. That's not a lot to ask. It's pretty basic, actually. And then they lump you together with, well, you're probably racist, you're probably a bigot, you probably love Trump, you probably have a picture of Trump hung up in every wall, every room in your house, all this stuff. It's like, no, dude. Like, these are basic things. It's like 99.99% of humans at their core, without outside influence, aka media and government, these people want very similar things. You want to feel good in your own body. You want to have the freedom to do the things you want to do with the people you want to do them with. You want, clean water, clean food, like basic utilities like water, Wi-Fi, electricity, gas. You want economic stability and financial stability. These are all things all humans want. Why are we all so polarized and like thinking that the only way is the black and white, realizing we're all probably in the gray? So, I don't know. I totally went off topic, but I'll probably keep adding to this thing. Just a lot of shit going on, tell you what. Okay, so I'm driving again. This is day 2, I guess, of eating animal products, non-vegan food, whatever you want to call it. I feel good. Like, I was a little afraid last night. I had I can't believe this. I had 4 burger patties from Dairy Queen. I know it's probably not the highest quality meat, but threw some honey mustard on there. Turns out the honey mustard is just pretty much like a honey mustard mayonnaise made out of soybean oil, so definitely wasn't great. But I feel fine. Like, and the biggest thing I noticed, and I talked to a friend of mine now, Max Hernandez, about this, see if he experienced something similar. It's so interesting how, for the longest time, I preached oh, vegan food, plant food is great because it's so calorically light, not dense for the most part. Like, really the only exception to that is going to be, at least within the realm of whole foods, is going to be things like avocados, nuts and seeds, and nut butters and that stuff. But everything else is very calorically light. Just what I noticed is that I feel very light, even because normally, being vegan, it's like, I work out and it's like, oh man, okay, I need to get in like 1,000 calories probably, and at least like 40 or 50 grams of protein. It's the only way to do that and make it somewhat nutritious, like with fruits and healthy fats. It's a lot of volume, a lot of volume, and you feel like shit after. It's just like, oh my God, like, I need to go take a nap. Like, there's so much stuff in my stomach. But with this, it's like, I got in, I think, 700 calories for dinner. So not that much, but I'm also not really working out. I'm driving a lot. 700 calories, 52 grams of protein in that. And like, I felt light as a feather right after. light as a feather, like when I woke up, and then like this morning, I had not that much, just 2 eggs and a latte with regular milk and a little bit of sugar in there, even though I saw honey. I should have just put honey in. But I just feel light, and that's definitely not enough calories. I think that's only like 120 calories, I think, from that. Yeah, 100 or 120 calories per egg, or 110. So I was on like 200 and something with the latte, maybe like 280. So definitely not enough. But like 28 grams of protein in that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it's just like feeling light. And what Max told me is like sometimes he needs to slam like a couple thousand calories for dinner, like 2,000 or 3,000. And he does it with, like red meat, like a steak or whatnot. And like he feels light, like he could run right after. So I just find that very interesting. And, we'll see how it plays out long term. I'm curious about how my stomach is going to adapt in terms of stomach size, because, I've been trying to eat pretty much as much as I can for a while now to put on muscle and like increase my metabolism and burn fat. And it's hard. So I've been like stretching that stomach pretty good. And now the caloric load is going to be significantly lighter, or should be the same, but the volume load is going to be significantly lighter. So I'm just curious how my stomach will adapt to that. But yeah.